All right. Are we live? It's first time using StreamYard. So let's see. Let me go to the YouTube page, see if it is showing as live. If you guys are just joining in, feel free to say hello in the chat. I'm trying to see if this is even alive right now. Yeah, okay. It looks like we are, in fact, live. So today I'm going to be building a WordPress website. Um, I figured this would be fun. Oh, someone says no. Can you guys hear me okay? First of all, before we get started. But I do want to jump in soon because I don't like when people start a live stream and then they just ramble on saying, "Oh, I'm waiting for people to join," because I'm like, we got stuff to do. Can you show me how to do that in your screen? Yes, I will be screen sharing. Don't worry. I just wanted to confirm that everything was ready to go first before getting started here. Also, I hope you guys don't mind me eating my dinner while I stream. I did not get a chance to eat dinner first, so I will be doing that. But let's get right into it. So let me share my screen. All right. So you guys should be able to see my screen. And the first step to building a WordPress website is obviously getting your domain name and getting web hosting. Now, there's a lot of places you can buy a domain name. I've got a video just about that on my channel, so I'm not going to spend time talking about like where to buy a domain name because there's so many places, but Namecheap, Dynadot, and Porkbun are some of my favorites. Now, I've already purchased a domain name at Namecheap that I'm going to use. If I go to my dashboard here, I'm just going to use this crailermade.xyz domain because I've got a lot of domain names, but this one is kind of just my burner one for projects like this. So I'm going to be using that for the website. So now, oh, sorry, I got to get used to this whole live stream thing. So we're going to get started by getting web hosting because we have to do this first in order to build our WordPress website. Now, I want to distinguish and say, I am showing you guys how to build a WordPress.org website. So if you search for WordPress, you're going to notice that there's a site called WordPress.com. And you might get to this and go, oh, okay, I just go to plans and pricing. Okay, personal, $4 a month, or maybe you select free, and then you just build your website, and that's fine. That's completely fine. But this is actually a WordPress host. And I know it's confusing because it's WordPress.com. So it's like, what? That's not WordPress. And it is, you're building a WordPress website, but this is a WordPress host. Hey, El Jefe, nice to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. That really is helpful and means a lot. Much love, brothers. Stay safe and healthy. You too, man. I hope you guys are doing well out in San Francisco. I know that it's crazy out there. But back to what I was saying. Gosh, it is so much different live streaming than sitting in front of a camera. WordPress.com is a WordPress web host, meaning that you don't have to go through WordPress.com to build your WordPress website. And it's actually one of the most expensive WordPress web hosts out there. So I'm not going to be using this for that reason. Namecheap, they've got WordPress hosting for a couple dollars a month. I think it's like, we'll see right here. Yeah, $3.88 per month for EasyWP Starter. And again, I'm not going to go into which web host is best. There's a lot of options. You don't have to use Namecheap. You can use Hostinger or HostGator, GoDaddy. There's a bunch of options out there. But I'm going to be using Namecheap because it's simple, it's easy, and it'll allow us to get through building this whole website without spending a bunch of time installing WordPress or any of that. So by the way, if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. This is not like me doing a video live. This is a chance for you guys to interact. If you've got any questions, comments, I'd love to see those in the chat. So I'm on the Easy WP starter page. I'm going to click get started or get starter. And now is the time. I think it's going to show my card number. So I'm just going to, yeah, it shows my card number. So I'm going to stop screen sharing for a minute, but I'm going to say confirm payment. The first month is $1. So that's nice if you're just trying to get started quickly. And it's spinning, confirming my payment. Okay. So now after handling the payment, we're taken to this screen. And you can use domains on another provider, but my domain name is at Namecheap, and not sure why it's not showing up as an option. I'll roll with this domain name. I can use this temporarily. This is fine. So you would select your domain that, wow, I can't talk. You would select your domain name that you just bought through Namecheap. It would show up right here. Or if you have your domain name at Dynadot or another provider, you would switch it out for this. But actually, I might just do a temporary domain name. Yeah, I'm just going to say Kraler made. And then this is fine. We can use this for now because this is just a project to show you guys how this works. So I'm going to click continue and then create WordPress website. And that's perfect. Now, this is why I like Namecheap Easy WP, because this is installing WordPress and doing all the heavy lifting for me. I don't actually have to go in and say, oh, let me download this zip file and put this here and do this. I mean, it's just doing it all for me in the background. And I can click this and looks like it's probably still getting ready because WordPress can take some time to install. So we'll give it some time. I'll eat another bite of my dinner here. And if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat. Oh, we got 4 people watching. Trying to multitask and watch while working from home. Excited to follow all of this afterwards. Cool. So it looks like StreamYard is a little behind on the chat. I'm figuring this out as we all are with StreamYard and live streaming. I've done a live stream before, but it's been a long time. And I just wanted to, take this opportunity while we're all trapped inside to actually stream for once and do something fun. So let's see. Let me see if this is installed. Yeah, okay. So we go to our link, and already this is the basic WordPress installation. Like, this is the core of it, the default theme, what it looks like right after installing it. And it's already set up. So that is cool. Now, what do we do now? We got WordPress. Maybe you got it set up on your domain if you bought your domain through Namecheap. How do we actually get this going? How do we get it set up like a real website that's going to work for us? Well, we can actually go to Easy WP here and click on the site. And we got, better turn on Do Not Disturb. Okay. El Jefe says, StreamYard always lags in chat. I usually have to keep a second YouTube window open on my phone to monitor chat in real time. Yeah. Yeah, let me move this over, El Jefe. Thank you for that comment, because yeah, I'm honestly clueless here, just trying to figure this whole thing out. But all right, so if we go back out to the main screen, we got Kraler made here. We got the website we just created, and we can click on this. And we can just click this admin button. Now, again, guys, I am taking some shortcuts. If you get a different web host, your mileage is going to vary. There's going to be some things you may have to do differently to get to the admin screen. But every web host will walk you through installing WordPress typically. They'll say like, hey, you can just click this button to install it, and we'll email you the login details. Namecheap really makes it easy by just being able to click this admin button, and it logs you in. So this is the back end of WordPress. And this right here is why I made a video saying think twice before you use WordPress. Because WordPress is a very powerful platform, very intuitive platform, but it's also intimidating at first. We look at this and it's like, what the heck am I looking at? Because I know a lot of people are used to like something like Wix or Squarespace, where they just log in and they see what looks like a website and they drag and drop their templates. And oh, I want to change this text. Let me double click it and just type what I want it to say. WordPress is not like that. WordPress is powerful. WordPress is cheap, but there is a lot more involved in building a WordPress website. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a decent WordPress theme. You can pay for a theme, but you can also use free ones that are pretty good. And that's what I'm going to use today is a free theme. But if you did want to purchase a paid theme, I personally recommend themeforest.net. This is what I use for all of my WordPress websites. So actually, if I go to like trailer.media, my main WordPress website, this here is a paid WordPress theme. Paid WordPress themes usually go for around $60, and it gives you a framework to go off of. You install the theme, and it has a lot of stuff pre-made that you can modify, kind of like a template. And that's why I like it, because I feel like it speeds things up a lot, and having a quality WordPress theme is important. So if you're making this website for your business, I would recommend searching ThemeForest. Just look around in like the WordPress section, see if something stands out to you. You can preview these themes. You can get a good one for $40 to $60. But if you're on a tight budget, or if you're just doing a casual blog, you don't need to buy a WordPress theme. There's a lot of good free ones out there that I'm about to show you guys. Hello, friends. Do you know where I have to play tonight? I am sorry, I don't know what you're referring to. But if you got a question about WordPress or websites, hopefully I can answer that for you. So themeforest.net, if you want to buy a theme, again, just like web hosts, just like domain names, there are other places to buy a WordPress theme. This is just where I personally go and what I like. But let's say we want a free theme. Want to keep it free for this tutorial. So I'm going to go back to my WordPress interface. And I'm going to go to Appearance and go to Themes. And right here, WordPress actually gives us 4 themes that are included with WordPress. I'm personally not a fan of any of them. None of them really stand out to me. Maybe if you're just doing a really basic blog. But I'm going to go and click Add New. And this is where the motherlode of free themes is. So we can see lots of options here to pick from. Featured, we can go to popular. Now I want to get one with a good drag and drop builder. And this one looks kind of nice to me. So I'm going to click details and preview. And it looks like, based on this picture, that it may have a drag and drop builder. Because that's an important thing to point out here, is that WordPress really differs based on the theme that you buy. Meaning, you can buy a WordPress theme that has a drag and drop editor, and you can buy a different WordPress theme that has something completely different. And that's because if we go back to our editor here, this is like, we'll call it vanilla WordPress. There's no plugins installed yet. This is WordPress as exactly as the WordPress developers have made it. So if we click all pages here and we edit the sample page and wait for it to load, this is it. I mean, this is WordPress at its core. There's not a whole lot you can do here. You can add your text, sure, but how do we get those buttons? How do we get that beautiful looking website that we see businesses having? And we know that WordPress is popular. WordPress is used for, I believe, like 30% of websites, but there's no button option here. There's no slider. I mean, we got nothing to work with. And that is why you need to buy a WordPress theme or get a free WordPress theme with a drag and drop builder. The builders to look for would be WP Bakery or Elementor. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off on a rabbit trail here. I just want to make sure I'm covering and making sense here. So if we go back to Appearance and Themes and click on Popular, now we can see Neve is the one I'm going to be using because I know it uses Elementor. I did some research ahead of making this tutorial. But just play around. If it's a free theme, what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. Now, if it's a paid theme that you're buying, you can actually see what the editor is. Like if I just click this one right here, it says with page builder. And if I look, I can see some demos here, one click installer, easy to use page builder. That looks like it's maybe WP Bakery, which is one of the ones that I like. We might be able to actually search here, WP or Visual Composer. Sometimes you can search for the editors and see, but enough of that. Let's click install on this WordPress theme right here and get it going. You give it some time to install. It's downloading the files. Now I'm going to click activate. Now, when you install a WordPress theme, there is typically a prompt like this. Congratulations, you've installed it, with a call to action. And this is really going to make it easy for us. I'm just going to say try one of our ready to use starter sites. Because, I got to build a WordPress site for you guys live. So I don't have a week here to tinker around with all the different options. So I'm just going to make this simple, straightforward, easy, and click on that. And we got a lot of options here. This one looks really cool. I'm inclined to choose this one. It's a pretty stereotype corporate looking builder or website, that is. So I'm just going to click import. And yes, I want the plugins. I want the content. I'm going to leave everything as it is and click import. This may take a minute or two. So now would be a good time for me to say that if you guys want to support the channel, you can do that by sending a super chat. Or if you don't want YouTube to take a 30% cut of your donation, you can also support me on Buy Me a Coffee. You don't have to, though. Not required at all. Just if you wanted to, that is there for you to do. Also, feel free to ask questions in the chat while this is installing. This may take a couple minutes here. And looks like it's done. Okay. It's going faster than I thought. Okay. Here's the Buy Me a Coffee link in the chat. Again, completely optional. You don't have to do it, but it's there if you want to support the channel. So, getting back to this, we've installed the theme. Well, we've bought hosting. We've installed the WordPress theme. And we've installed the demo within the WordPress theme. Now I'm just going to click on View Website right here and see that now we have this base to work with. Now we have something that's starting to look like a professional website. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, back to the main screen that we looked at earlier. And now we can go back to pages and click all pages. And we see that this home page has been generated. So I can click edit right here. Edit with Elementor, that is the drag and drop builder that we're looking for. And this is where it gets exciting, because this is that type of interface that you're looking for when you think about a website builder. So you got to soup it up with some plugins and a theme, because as I showed you earlier, before you install a theme and you just are working with straight WordPress, it's really not fun and it's really not easy to get an intuitive looking website. But now we can just click right here and say, Trailer Made. Marketing, let's say cool content about marketing, branding, and entrepreneurship. I always get tripped up on spelling entrepreneurship. I'm going to have to use spell checker. What? No spell checker? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, well, it's going to be misspelled. It's going to tickle my OCD, but it's completely fine. It's okay. And I'd like to get some kind of background image going here. Looks like this is it right here, maybe, or style. And here, okay, here's your number one tip about WordPress. You have to fart around. You have to just figure it out, play around with it, because it does take some time to figure out. Like I'm sitting here messing around on this theme, trying to figure out, can I add a background image here? Edit section, advanced layout, structure. I would think I can add a background image. Okay. Okay. Style image, choose image. All right. I'm just going to go to Unsplash and see if I can get something cool. Unsplash is a great resource for completely free images, by the way. They're royalty free, copyright free, and they're free to download. You never have to pay for anything on Unsplash. So it's a really cool resource if you're wanting just like nature, or I might look up like camera. This is pretty cool. This kind of resembles what I do. I make content, so I'm just going to download this picture and go back to our tab with this image uploader and drag this here. Wait for it to upload. It's really taking its time here. Wow, okay. Looks like we're maybe stuck, maybe having some issues with this uploader. Maybe I will close that and try that again. Hmm. Okay, post-processing of the image failed. If this is a photo that's large, please down it to... Okay. So it looks like this picture is kind of overwhelming it. Maybe it's too large. Maybe we can look up like online photo resizer. And you guys are really seeing that WordPress is very much about just kind of messing around and figuring it out. Upload an image. I'll pick this. And let me say, okay, selection type normal. Okay, failed to upload. Man, we're having all sorts of issues, aren't we? That's okay. You know what? I'm just going to go to plan B here and upload. What can I upload? I'll do this if it'll work. My thumbnail for this live stream. How about that? There we go. Okay, insert media. Ah, there we go. So obviously that's absolutely hideous. But the point is that you can put an image there. I certainly wouldn't leave that, but I could also click this text here and say text color and make it white. So that way we don't have such a contrast problem going on. Text color white. And maybe I want to change the color of this button. So I can click it and go to style. Make this more of like a purple. Make the text color white. It's looking pretty good. Again, kind of hideous background, but just proof of concept that it is possible to have a background image in a different section. And all this stuff you can edit. You probably could even add a fourth one. I mean, you can just add, you can kind of go to town with the widgets. So they're calling it an icon box. So I can go out here to elements and search for icon box. And I could add one underneath. I could add I could probably make a third column. I probably could. This editor is not the primary editor I'm used to. I am used to WP Bakery, but this is a really great, easy one to get started with WordPress. First point. And I can actually match this to the purple. Now, if I wanted to match it exactly to this purple up here, I can click this button. I can click this and I can copy this hex code here. I can go back here and paste this. And then I can go to secondary color, which is the check mark, and make it white. And you can do that to all the respective ones here. But again, this is just kind of a brief tutorial, sharing the basics with you guys, answering your questions if you have them. Which, by the way, if you have any questions, do be sure to drop those in the chat. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing, hear your questions, and interact. But really, everything here on this theme is very straightforward. I can pick a different image for this section and click Insert Media. I can change my text. I could probably even reverse these two. Like if I wanted this image here, or if I wanted to move this section over to here. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. Can kind of swap these or put this image up here and put this down in this section. So everything on this editor is nice and drag and drop. And then anytime I can click this update button, and you guys will see if we go to this page and we refresh it, bam, now we got our website that we've been working on. The colors, everything loaded up pretty quickly. And it's starting to take shape. Now, I'm not going to actually complete the website and that, I go through every page because we would be here all night. But I think you guys are getting an idea at how to get started and get the ball rolling on your WordPress website. So there is one more thing I want to talk about before I wrap up this stream, and that's security. Because WordPress is really, it gets targeted a lot. WordPress is one of those platforms that since so many sites run WordPress, people are all over it. Hackers are always taking time, spending effort, trying to compromise the site because now a lot of people say, well, wait a minute. No one's going to target me. I'm just a laundromat or I'm just a small restaurant in town. Nobody's going to care to hack my site and put propaganda on the website and, get user data because there is no user data. I just have the hours of my business. So why does it matter? Well, here's why it matters. WordPress is a backdoor to the web host because it's hosted on a server. And hackers, when you get spam mail, when you get like, hi, I'm the Prince of England and I have $2 million for you waiting. I just need your social security number. That spam email was sent from somebody's compromised web host account. And people gain access to those web host accounts usually through WordPress. Because since there's so many WordPress websites and WordPress powers over 30% of the internet, well, hackers spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to hack the universal website system that powers 30% of the internet because there's a lot of opportunity there. So that's why security is important. To make a long story short, there's just one thing that you need to do. And that's go to this plugin section and go to installed plugins and click on add new. And in the search type WordFence. Install the WordFence plugin. It's 100% free to use, doesn't cost you a dime. They do have a paid version, but actually, I wouldn't recommend it unless you want it. If there's a feature in there that's valuable to you, it's completely fine to buy it. But really, I've never once paid for WordFence, and I've always been perfectly happy with the free version. It secures your website. It's got a live firewall. So if someone's trying to spam the login form, it will actually block their IP address. And it keeps you in the loop via emails. So if someone is trying to brute force into your site, you'll get an email saying, hey, this person tried 20 times in the last 4 minutes to log into your site. So we went ahead and blocked their IP address so they can't do that anymore. And you also get an email every time an admin logs into your site. So if you're the only person with admin access to your site, you know that if you get one of those emails and you didn't just log into your WordPress website, you've been compromised and you have a problem. So once we install it and click activate, we're taken to this screen that wants our email for these updates. I don't really want to join the email list, and I'm going to agree to the terms of service because kind of have to. I mean, who actually reads those? And click on continue. And no thanks, I don't want to buy the premium version. And that's really it. I mean, we could do nothing further. Just by doing that, our website's protected. But if you wanted to take it a step further, you can go to WordFence in the sidebar here and click on dashboard. And we see this is your dashboard. We can kind of play around. Like, I do recommend enabling auto updates for WordPress. I'm going to click yes, enable auto update. And I also recommend doing this click here to configure your WordFence firewall. It's a wizard that walks you through. It says, we recommend this, blah, blah, blah. Just click continue. That's all you need to do. And then WordFence is really optimized. It's ready to go. You can also play around with like two-factor authentication. If that's something you want, you can go to login security. And right here, it will walk you through setting up two-factor authentication. But you could just use like the Google Authenticator app or Authy and scan this code. And again, I don't mean to do like tutorial after tutorial after tutorial. This is supposed to be just an overview on building a WordPress website and a place and an opportunity for you guys to ask questions if you have any. I'm free to answer any of your website questions, even if it's not necessarily related to WordPress. Just pop your question in the chat and I would love to answer that for you guys. But yeah, man, we've really covered the basics of getting started with a WordPress website. And as you can see, we picked a free theme. We picked hosting that's $4 a month. So that's a lot cheaper than Wix or Squarespace. And the domain's only like $12 a year with Namecheap. So really, if we do the math, 4 times 12, that's $48. We add $12 to that. We have a website that's fully functioning and looks professional for $60 a year. So I just think like during this time when, jobs are not secure, maybe you're looking to do a side hustle, maybe you're looking to just build your personal brand. And this is the time you're taking the opportunity to pick up some freelance work. Guys, you can have a website for a year for $60. Paid monthly too. You don't have to come up with that $60 upfront. $4 a month. You can build your website in a couple hours using the methods that I've talked about here. And you can use that to kickstart a business. Send it to all your friends. Say, hey, look at my new business. I'm doing some freelance work. If you need something done, if you want to teach lessons online or do graphic design or photography, whatever you're good at. I just think that we have such a unique opportunity in this time right now to just, do something different. I don't mean for this to be a motivational speech, but this is, I guess, proving that you don't need to spend a lot of money and resources to build a website. And by the way, WordPress is a great blogging platform. I think the last thing I'm going to talk about before wrapping up here is how to use WordPress as a blog. And that is where WordPress really shines. So if I go to this website here and see what we're working with, there's about us, there's contact, but how do we get a blog? Well, that's pretty easy. What we can do is go to pages, all pages, and create a new page. Just say add new. and call, I'm going to say edit with Elementor. And all we need to do really is look for a blog widget or posts. Yeah, recent posts. And drag this widget here. And it's looking like I actually may have led you guys wrong unless you pay. I do not know this WordPress theme super well, so that might be a gotcha. Yeah, okay. So Posts is a paid version for Pro, but there's another way to do this. We can actually go back and we can say, I'm just going to call this blog and just click publish, and that's fine. We just want to call it blog, and I can go to appearance, customize, and homepage settings. Posts is going to be blog. There we go. Okay, and click publish. Okay. So now go to this link, and boom, we have a blog. And all we have to do to add this to our menu up here is go back to edit and go to appearance and menus, and just check most recent view all blog. Add to menu. I'll put that before about us, and I'll click save menu and refresh. And now we have a blog option. So we have our homepage that we worked on. We have blog right here. And all I need to do to add a new post is go to our interface, go under posts and click add new. This is my epic blog post. And this, like I said, this is where WordPress really shines because it just has a great blog post editor. You know, there's nothing complicated. I can just right away, this is my amazing blog post. I can highlight it and do Command B for bold, or I can click here and do different formatting. I can hit enter and I can press this plus button here and add an image. Maybe I add the image of me again. Add another post, quote. This is my super duper epic quote by Crayler Made. Okay, and I'm going to click publish and go and refresh our blog. And right here, this is my epic blog post. Click it. Bam! I mean, just as easy as that. It's so easy to have a blog with WordPress. You can probably set up a blog with a free theme in an hour total if you put your mind to it. So, that wraps up the stream. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to hang out with me tonight. This has been fun. It's definitely been a learning curve for me using StreamYard for the first time, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I may do this again, maybe more often, so we can get a little bit more interaction. But thank you guys again for tuning in. El Jefe, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. And I will be uploading a video tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will catch that. And with that said, I will catch you guys next time.